Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another session of Midweek Chatter with Wonder Girls. I'm Cheryl.
And I'm Mabel. Hope everybody's keeping well as we enter our fifth week of circuit breaker. If you heard our conversation earlier on, tell us in the comment if you have been to Spain before. If you have, type the word Spain in the comment. This session, we have 2 travel vouchers up for win. The sponsor is Inside Vacations, an international travel company that operates premium escorted tours to Europe. Inside Vacations is giving away $200 worth of vouchers to 2 lucky winners. All you need to do is like, comment, and share. The more engagements you have with us, the higher the chances of winning the vouchers. Meanwhile, allow me to share a little bit more about Travel Wonder to those who are completely new to us. We are a licensed online and offline travel agency that specializes in active holidays. So if you are looking to cycle, hike, or run overseas, do keep us in mind. At the same time, we can arrange for other types of vacations like romantic getaways, rest and relaxation trips, or family fun holidays. If you are ready to travel, just visit our website at www.travel-wonder.com for more travel inspiration. Remember to check us out when you're ready to travel. And also, don't forget, we have 2 Inside Vacations vouchers worth $200 each to be given away. Continue to like, comment, and share throughout our session. Let us know if you have been to Spain. You just need to type yes or no in the comments.
Yes, the more engagement you share with us, the higher chance you will win the voucher.
Yes,
So,
that's right.
Mabel, who do we
Yes.
have in the house today?
Well, we have a dear friend who has recently retired and moved to Spain. Let me
Oh.
bring her online now. Hello,
Hi.
Greta.
Hello,
Hola.
Hola. ¿Cómo estás? How are you?
We
How
are
are you?
Good.
good.
It's lovely
How's
to
your
see
day?
you, Cheryl, and it's lovely to see you, Mabel. I haven't seen you for such a long time, but it's really good to catch up.
Yes, indeed. How has your morning been so far, Greta?
Morning's been great. I've been doing a little bit of preparation here. I normally go out for a walk first thing in the morning, but I'll do that a bit later today because I didn't want to miss you guys. So it's still only 9:30 here, but the sun is up and it's very warm, and I've opened up the house, so it's lovely. I'll show you some views in a moment.
Okay, that's
Oh,
great. Wow, sounds
I
really good.
love to see that.
Yeah. Thank you for adjusting your schedule, to meet our midweek chatter schedule.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now I shall sit back and relax to leave both you and Cheryl to chat. To our audience,
Yep.
please continue to like, comment, and share. And if you have any questions for Greta, feel free to leave that in the comments. We'll get back to you at the end of the session or during the session. Before I go, what comes to mind when you think of Spain? Share with us in the comments. And remember, we have 2 inside vouchers worth $200 to be won.
Thank you, Maple. We'll see you in a while. Enjoy the
See you in
cooking.
a moment.
See you.
So, hello, Greta. It has been a while since I
Hello.
last saw you in person. You have been always in the UK. Why did you move to Spain? Is this part of your retirement plan? And which part of Spain
Yeah.
are you now?
Okay, so yes, I was in the UK for all my life, and but I've been coming out to Spain for a long, long time. My father has
Mm-hmm.
always had property here, and three
Ah.
years ago, I actually sold my house in the UK and bought a house here in readiness for retirement. So it's always been my plan. It was always a retirement plan, and it just happened that earlier this year, just before all the COVID problems, I decided to come out to Spain. So
Mm-hmm.
I retired in February and then moved out at the beginning of March. I fully intend to visit this magnificent country. You've already mentioned a lot of the things that you can do here. Barcelona is fabulous, but I also love Granada and, of course, the Alhambra Palace. And I'm only 2 hours away from Seville, so that's going to be the next on my list. So, yes, and it's the wonderful weather.
Yeah, can you show us some of the nice view that you can look out from the window?
Let me just, I'm in my kitchen at the moment. I'm just going to take you out. through the lounge area,
Wow.
and you can see this is my lounge. So I know it's a bit quick that I'm doing that, and I'm just going out onto my conservatory, and I have my French windows open, and you can see now this is the view that I have at the moment.
Wow. Is that
Um,
a golf course?
yeah, I'm right on a golf course. So any golf fans out there, this is a place called, I'll go back inside because it's a bit bright there.
Mhm.
It's a golf course called Miraflores, and
Mm.
it is beautiful. And when they are playing golf, which they're not at the moment, I can actually sit outside and watch the golf. It's wonderful. It's
Ah,
absolutely wonderful.
that's
Beautiful.
wonderful.
And I can see down to the sea, but on the screen, I don't think you'd actually see that. So I'm not
Yeah.
very far away from the sea. The area that I'm in is about half an hour from Malaga. So
Ah,
very, very much south. And I'm about an hour and a half from Gibraltar. So
oh,
if I look out to sea, I can also see the coastline of Africa and Morocco.
you can see Morocco.
I can see Morocco, yes. So
Oh,
it's wonderful.
it's
I know.
really wonderful. It's well, that's a good retirement life that I think a lot of people aspire.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely,
yeah.
absolutely.
Greta and I used to be ex-colleague at our previous employment Insights Vacations, and we will meet once a year for a couple of days in different locations in Europe as part of our annual business meeting. Would you like to share more about what you used to do, Greta?
Absolutely. And I worked for Insight Vacations for 11 years, and they are 11 of my happiest years. It's a wonderful company to work for, as you well know. My role was very much a business development manager, working
Mm-hmm,
alongside the British travel industry, the UK
mm-hmm,
trade. And so I would visit travel agents. I would help them to get their business started or help their business in promoting Insight Vacations and all the
mm-hmm.
wonderful trips that they did. And I would do training and development, and we would work out marketing plans and things like that too. And if they were very lucky, they would come on familiarization trips with me, which was superb. And I've done a few of those. I did say that I'd mention a couple of my favorite trips because I know you've got some vouchers there to be
Yes,
won.
yes.
And I think anybody that wins those would be so lucky. I think one of my favourite places that went through a bit of a low, but it has come back in the last couple of years is Egypt and the Nile Valley.
Mm.
And if you have people who are interested in history and culture, it's an amazing place to go. You've got a new Egyptian museum opening up in Cairo. You've got the pyramids in Cairo. And then, of course, in the Nile Valley, all of the tombs and temples. And I've been there many times. I could actually go on further about that, but I won't today. That was one of my favourite trips. And another favourite trip I did was actually to India. And I think, again, there is so much history and culture in India, and it is so diverse yet again. So I think if you look at those areas, and of course, Europe, we're in Spain. So now you mentioned flamenco earlier, and Insight
Yes.
Vacations, when they go to Seville, they actually go and visit as part of their Tread Right Foundation. They go and visit the Cristina Herrera School of Flamenco, and Insight sponsor 4 students every year. And so you get an insight on how it's taught, and our guests, Insight's guests, can actually take a flamenco class.
Oh,
So
they do.
if you wanted to learn flamenco, that's the thing to do. Go on the Insight trip that covers Seville, and you could go to the Cristina Herrera School and learn how to do it. Fantastic.
Yeah, yeah. So now you're telling me we could learn flamenco dancing on the tour.
Yeah,
I should probably
yeah.
consider to go another Spanish tour again with Insights Vacation. So now that you're retiring in Spain, what are you doing?
Well, what I'm doing at the moment, as you know, we've been in a bit of lockdown. What I've been doing at the moment is I actually, to keep my communication going with all my friends across the
Mhm.
UK, my travel friends as well, I decided to try and lift spirits. So I do a little video shoot every day, and it's called Eat with Greet, hashtag Eat with Greet. And I show people what I'm cooking for dinner every night, and then update them on the day and what I've been doing and how life is generally. And that's going down very well. Once everything finishes, I will look to do a bit of consultancy work or something like that as well. So, you know, I'm trying to keep myself very, very busy. Never one to sit still.
Yeah, so for those who are interested in Greta's cooking, I will tell you, it's amazing. You will really salivate every time when you look at her videos. So if you are interested, please look for her video under hashtag Eat with Gret. So
Yeah.
Greta, Spain has been one of the European countries badly affected due to COVID-19. Would you mind to tell us how's the progress for Spain now because of the lockdown?
Yeah. Well, you've already seen I'm in a lovely area.
Mm.
So I was in lockdown, really. I've been in lockdown now for 8 weeks. So, and I live on my own. So I have been very much on my own. We were allowed to go to our local shop to get food, but no further than that. Or you could go to a pharmacy if you were ill, but not allowed to do anything else. And you cannot go out in pairs. You can only have one person in a car if you're driving. Now, from last Saturday, the things started to relax because the numbers in Spain, the numbers of new cases has really dropped quite dramatically now. So we are doing quite well. And from last Saturday, we're allowed to go out for a walk between 8 and 10 in the morning, which is fantastic, or 8 and 11 at night time. So we're allowed to do that. And from next week, we're hoping it's going to be confirmed that we'll be allowed to go and visit our friends or relatives in the local area, but you cannot go within regions at the moment. So Spain has been quite strict, and I think it has worked. You know, we have to wear masks, you have to wear gloves when you're outside, and everyone has really adhered to that, and it has brought the numbers down. We've looked along the Costa del Sol, which is where I live. We haven't had any new cases for some time, so things are looking pretty good here. So fingers crossed it will just continue that way.
Yes, that's wonderful to know. And I hope that with everybody's effort and self-responsibility into this whole situation, more and more businesses could come back, and also eventually flights can resume and tourism will resume too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah. Greta, you mentioned about cooking earlier on. Can you tell us more? What have you been cooking in your Eat with Gret?
It's not always Spanish because I'm in a very warm climate. I do eat a lot of salads. Now you mentioned that you love fish. Sadly, I can't eat fish. I'm allergic to it. So it is a big part of Spain, but there's lots of other things as well. And I also like curry. I mentioned India earlier, so I've cooked a lot of curries. I cook a lot of pasta. I have actually cooked paella, and I did think about doing that today, but it would have taken far too long and we wouldn't have seen an end result. So yeah. So I will have a go at most things. I've tried some baking. I'm not so good at baking, I have to say.
Okay, I'm sure your skills will improve tremendously as your videos and your cooking session goes on in a few more weeks.
Yeah.
Greta, we have requests from the audience. Will you cook for us now?
I will indeed. And what I'm going to cook for you is something really simple. I'm sorry it's not paella, but I'm going to cook you a very traditional Spanish dish. It's tortilla española. And there are literally 3 ingredients or main ingredients. And that is potato, onion, and eggs. Now, it may seem very simple, but a lot of people really struggle with this to get the right thickness and the right consistency of the tortilla. So I'm going to do this for you right now.
Whoa, we can't wait to see your demonstration. Hey peeps, please continue to like, comment, and share or start your watch party. Greta, you can start cooking now.
Thank you. Okay. I've already started to put the onion and the potato into my pan, and I'm just going to give that a bit of a stir and make sure it doesn't burn.
I can hear the sizzling sound.
Yes, I know. I've just taken it off because otherwise it will burn. But what you do is when you cut the potato, can you see this? This is how thin you need to cut the potato. Not too thin, otherwise it'll end up like a crisp. But if you cut it like this and put it into the pan, and obviously just chop the onions, and then I'm going to now bring the eggs out. But you can see that I put quite a bit of oil into the pan here because you really need the oil to soak into the potatoes and into the onions to make the consistency right. So what I'm going to do now, because I've already prepared those, I'm just going to get the eggs out. Now there's 6 eggs, okay? So we're going to put them into a dish here. I'll try and pull that down so you can see what I'm doing.
Yeah. Maybe you have to push the screen a little bit downwards so that we can see better. Yes.
Is that better for you? Yeah?
Yes.
Okay, good.
So for the potato, do we cut to about 5 millimeters?
No,
5 mm.
I use a whole potato that's about that big and chop it down so that chop that in half like this so that you get just the small pieces.
Okay.
So these are just the examples I've got here, and the others are already in the pan having cooked. So just cracking the eggs for you here. And what I'm going to do once I've cracked these, I'm going to add the potato mixture and the potato and the onion directly into the eggs. And I won't mix the eggs until I've put the whole mixture in. That's a little Spanish trick I was actually told. I've got a piece of egg in there that I need to get out. I'll get that out with a spoon, one moment.
Okay.
It's always a difficulty when you're breaking eggs to make sure that you don't get any eggshell in there.
Yes. How many eggs do you need?
Right, for this dish, you need 6 eggs. It really depends how many people you're cooking for, but this will actually feed 4 to 6 people. So you put 6 eggs in, and as I said, I'm not actually going to beat them at this moment, but what I am going to do is I'm going to add them to the mixture. A moment. I'm just going to now add the potato, and I won't pour it in because I don't want all of the oil going in there, but the oil has actually soaked right through into the potato. It's softened the potato. It's also softened the onion. Away now. And I'm now going to just beat up the eggs and the mixture.
So that's the trick. You beat the egg only after you add in the rest of the ingredients, the potato and the onions.
Yeah, absolutely. And you don't have to physically beat it. It's really just mix it all into a bowl like this. And then you can actually let it stand for a few minutes. We're probably going to put it straight into, more or less straight into the pan because of the time constraints. But that's all you do now. That's the mixture already mixed up there.
Is that
now? I'm going to prepare a new pan. This is a separate pan. I've put some oil in it, and I'm just going to turn the heat on. And this is a proper tortilla pan. And yes, this is a tortilla. Some people would call it an omelette, but I find an omelette is very flat. But tortilla is a bit more like a cake. It's a bit bigger. So I'm just going to put that onto board. And you'll see then, in fact, what I'm going to do is move this over slightly so that we're right. Now you can see the pan.
Yes.
Exactly what I'm doing, but I just want to get that hot first. Okay. Let that warm up. And then we're going to put the egg mixture into here and cook it. And we will have to actually turn it. And there's quite a clever way of turning these. If you haven't got a pan like this, you can turn by just putting a plate on top and twisting it over and then passing the tortilla back into the pan. But I'm very fortunate that I've actually got an identical pan that clips together with this one. and you can then just turn it that way, and you'll see exactly how that turns. So that is now hot enough. So I'm just going to, and I'm going to pour it into here. So that's everything now gone into there. And this will just take a little while. So I'm going to let that start cooking. And it'll probably be about 10 minutes before it's finished completely. So we just let it really heat up. And at the moment, it just looks like a scrambled egg mix. And it'll start cooking around the outside. And the other trick to this is once you can see the middle starting to cook, is to really give it a good stir in the middle again, so that the whole thing heats up exactly the same. So it's quite an interesting dish. I when I first tried cooking this, I wasn't very good. Oh, I've got a little fly there. Get out of the way. I wasn't very good at doing this, and I could never get the consistency correct, or I couldn't get the size correct. And I realised I was using a pan that was far too big. So if you look at a traditional frying pan, which is this size that I did the onion and the potato in, I was actually using that size to cook my tortilla or my omelette. And it's really too big. So you need something of this size that's a bit deeper and a little bit more compact. And then you'll get the right size of tortilla. Mm-hmm. So that's going to be, that will just be starting to cook now. And what I'm going to do is give it a little stir, because the underneath obviously will cook quicker than the top. So if you stir it, it actually helps the whole thing to cook a bit better. And then while you're doing that, you also need to go around the outside and make sure that it doesn't stick. So you just keep winding it in to the center of the omelette. And I can see that is actually starting to work now. So I'm quite pleased. But I just need the top to cook a little bit more before I consider turning it. If you turn it too quickly, the top will just slosh about and you'll get a complete and utter mess. So I'm just being totally honest with you. You know, the first few that I ever did were a complete and utter disaster, but I've been doing this quite regularly now. And funnily enough, my Spanish teacher also gave me some hints and tips on what to do with this and how to make a really good tortilla. So I've taken his hints and tips as well, and I have to say they do work. So I can actually smell this now. So this is really starting to come together. And I just need the top to cook a little bit more before I consider turning it. I don't know, you can see it, can't you? You can see the edges. You can see that the edges are really starting to cook well now. And I'm just going to continue going around like this until I can actually lift it to see if the underneath is cooked.
Greta, I have a question.
Yes.
Just now you mentioned that it's best to leave the mix to stand for a little while before you cook.
Yep.
So is there a significant difference in the outcome, whether did you leave it to stand or you not?
It's the difference is in the taste, because if you leave it to stand, then the flavor just blends in to the egg mix as well. So the flavor that you've got from the oil, and what I haven't said is about the seasoning. I have put some pepper and I have put some salt in here as well. So as long as you've seasoned it well, that will all then blend into the egg mixture. So it doesn't make a huge amount of difference. I don't very often leave it, I must admit, because I'm always keen. I always get a bit hungry and I'm keen to get it done. So I think if you're a proper chef, you should leave it for a short time, but only about 5 minutes. It doesn't need to be left any more than that. So we're very near now to turning it over. I'm going to have a look and see. Yeah, nearly there. And then what we're going to do, you see, with this pan, there's a little clip on the outside.
Oh.
And it sits on top like that. Can you see?
So it comes in a pair?
It comes in a pair, Yeah. It's a really, you can't get them in very many places. I was just very, very lucky to see it. I was looking specifically for a tortilla pan. And so I bought this one. So what I'm going to do now, she says, this is the tricky bit. Okay, so I'm taking it off there like that. Excuse the smoke. That's just something that spat onto the pan. So we get this like this, and we just go like that.
Oh.
Okay, and I've now got to take that off. And can you see how that is cooked on that side?
Yes.
So that is cooked now on that side, and all we need to do now is cook the underneath part, and then we have a tortilla. I've got a slight little gap in that one, but that's probably where I stirred it up a bit too much. But it's looking pretty good there. So we're just going to keep that going for another few minutes to make sure that the underside is cooked. And then I should put it onto a plate. I'm just going to get a plate. And then we will dish it onto a plate. And then you can garnish it. One moment.
Sure.
Garnish it with either parsley or I'm a real fan of coriander.
Coriander, okay.
I'm strange creature. I just love my coriander. So I'm just going to put a bit of coriander on the top, just to make it look a bit prettier. And we go from there. So let's see how that is. See if that is cooked underneath.
It looks like a gigantic pancake.
Well, it does look like it, doesn't it? But it's thicker. If you look at the sides here, you can actually see that it is much, much thicker. So we're just going to let that finish off. We're nearly there. Are we still okay for time?
Yes, we are.
Oh, good.
I would love to try it, to be honest.
I wish you were here now because I'm on my own. So quite often, and I've never learnt the knack of cooking for just one person. So if you ever get somebody on doing that, let me know, because I tend to cook a meal and then I either have to freeze it, or this will now, I'll use this today. I'll have some for lunch. I'll have some for my dinner tonight with a salad or something like that. And there'll probably be enough for me for tomorrow as well, because it will feed at least 4 people.
4 people,
So I
okay.
think that is done now. This is where the guesswork comes in. So now I'm going to use a plate. And this is what you do if you've got an ordinary pan that you can't, not the tortilla pan. And then you just go like that. And there we are.
Whoa, wonderful.
This is how it should be. This is an authentic tortilla. It's not thin like an omelette. So when you cut it, it cuts actually into slices, and you can cut it like a cake. I'm just going to bring you back over here so that
Yes, you're going
we
to
are.
cut and show us.
Yeah. So there you are. And
Yes.
yes, you can slice it. I don't normally slice it until it's a bit cooler. You can eat
Okay.
it hot, but you could. This is also beautiful cold, so you can eat this cold with a salad as well.
Oh, all right.
There we go. And it's quite nice if you still have this, still a little bit of egg running in the inside of this bit. But I'll just show you this piece. I'll cut a small piece here and just show you that. And I'll get my dish there. And this is what it's like.
Wow.
So it's more like a cake than anything else. So there you go. And then you can just literally put some coriander or something on the top, just to make it look a little bit more pretty.
Yeah, wow. How I really wish I'm physically next to you right now, Greta, so that I could try the tortilla.
I wish you were as well. In fact, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I've got a little spoon here. I'm just going to go like that. It's probably rather hot.
I'm jealous. I'm so jealous.
It's absolutely lovely. I hope that was okay for you.
Yes,
And,
indeed. I think everybody enjoy the cooking session. Thank you so much for showing us how to make traditional Spanish tortilla.
That's fine.
It's time now for us to get Mabel back online and see if our audience have any comments or questions for
Okay.
you. I'm sure she is equally jealous.
Yes, oh my God, I'm so hungry right now.
Indeed, indeed.
And
Welcome back,
if
Mabel.
our audience also excited about your tortilla dish, we have a few audience here saying hello. We have Robin. He's saying he's
Oh,
booking a
Robin,
ticket.
yeah. Oh, hi, Robin.
He's going to Spain to join you for dinner tonight.
Oh, you're welcome.
And then we have Shan. Shan's in the house. She's saying
Yeah,
that she has all the ingredients that you stated, and it seems manageable for her to try out this dish.
excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
We have Colleen. Colleen is like she hope when there's a trip in future, she's asking whether are you able to host at your place, because it looks so beautiful.
Depends how many people. The house is quite big. I can actually I can seat about 6 to 8 people round my dining table. So tell her, look me up when she comes over.
Okay, sure. Okay. Let me
Speaking
see.
about this, Insights Vacations has a dine at home experience. Do you
Oh
think in
yes.
the near future, Greg, you're going to offer this to some of the Insight guests?
Well, I would love to. It depends how many they have, because if they're still carrying 40 people, up to 40, I don't think I could quite manage that. But maybe I could get some of my neighbours to join in, and we could do a joint thing together. So who knows? That may be something we could do.
I
That's
think that would
true.
be a wonderful experience, especially coming from someone who has worked with Insights Vacation for so many
Yeah.
years and now turned host.
Yeah, that's right.
I'd love to. I'd love to.
I'd just like
Yeah.
to share some of the poll results that we have obtained from
All
earlier on.
right.
So the first question is, have you been to Spain? Half of our audience has been and half have not been to yet. Um,
Okay.
and when we ask whether, anybody wants to see Greta showing her cooking skills, 100% say yes. And
You
yes,
have fans now.
yes, that's right. And we have a high demand for Greta to share the recipe. So later we will be getting the recipe from you and we'll share it with everybody
Mm,
on our Facebook page.
mm. The only question probably we didn't ask is, would you like to try the tortilla?
Yeah, that's right.
That's
Angeline
so
was sharing
wonderful.
that she just made tortillas last week as well.
I
Oh,
saw that. That's fantastic.
Yeah,
Fantastic. Well done.
it looks really manageable, but I think like what you shared earlier on, it may look easy, but it will definitely require some skills to make it the right way and for it to turn
mm.
out well.
Especially the flipping part. I think it looks easy,
Yeah.
but actually I don't think it is.
No.
Yes, especially so because we do not have that tortilla pan that you
Mm.
have. Yeah.
But you can get a smaller frying pan, so just a normal, as long as it's a bit smaller.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Maybe that is the trick. You halve the recipe, everything by half it, and then do it on a smaller scale, especially on a smaller pan. So once you
Yeah,
learn that flipping scale, then you could do a bigger tortilla for the family.
Yeah.
absolutely.
You have to be a guinea pig yourself first before you let other people try.
I can do it. Maybe if you decided to try, I'm
Not,
happy
not,
to be the guinea pig.
I was hoping to be your guinea pig. Okay.
Uh,
I
any more
think
any more comments or questions? Does anyone have any questions for Greta?
no questions. Just that all of them are saying they're hungry, especially Robin. He said he wants
Oh.
to be fed by you. Yeah. And Robin was sharing that he has been to Spain 3 times with Inside Vacation.
Mm,
Yeah.
mm.
Yeah, yeah.
Well covered.
I always remember Robin taking lots of photographs. He's a great photographer.
He is
Yes, he
indeed.
is. Okay, I think that's about it. We've covered all the comments that we have from our audience today.
Okay, thanks, Mabel. Before we end today's chatter, I'd like to let you know about our virtual travel talk this Friday. We will be inviting Oliver from Switzerland on board to share about this Europe's jewel and Cloy's film locations. If you doesn't know what is Cloy, it's the very popular Korean drama Crash Landing on You. If you want to know more about Switzerland, do tune in to Travel Wonders Facebook at 10 p.m. Singapore time to hear all about it live this Friday. There will be Swiss prizes to be won too. For next Wednesday chatter at 3:30 p.m., we are inviting Choi, our friend residing in Hong Kong now. Choi is a great baker and she's going to tell us how to make fluffy cupcakes and show us how you can ice your cupcakes easily like a pro.
Yes, I
I'm
can't wait
watching.
for that.
I'm going to watch that.
For hassle-free escorted holidays in Europe, check out Inside Vacations at www.insidevacations.com. For active holidays, remember Travel Wonder. Our website is www.travel-wonder.com. Or you can WhatsApp us at 8714-3321. This session will be rebroadcasted and you can find it on our Facebook page later. If you enjoyed today's chatter, don't forget to give us a like, continue to comment, and share the rebroadcast. Remember, we have 2 Inside Vacations travel voucher worth $200 each to be given away to the audience with the highest engagement. We will announce the winners at the end of next week's session.
Once again, a very big thank you to Greta for your time in sharing your cooking with us. Gracias.
Gracias. Okay, shall we take a photo together before
Yeah,
we
before
go?
we go,
Yes.
let's
All
take
right.
a photo.
Okay, smile. 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you very
Thank you.
much.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.